Hey, what's up guys, Singing Dragon here. And now we're on to basically my final perk deck of the series. Well, if I ever want to cover up the tag team perk deck. But that depends if I really want to buy the H3 character pack. And that's only exclusive on PC. But for now, on console, I'll be cover up the final perk deck, being the Hacker perk deck. So we have now Joy, the Hacker. So let's see how this perk deck does. Code Glitch. Unlocks and equips the Pocket ACM device. Changing to another perk deck will make the Pocket ACM unavailable again. The Pocket ACM device replaces your current throwable and it can be switched out desired instead of setting the other perk deck. Activating the perk deck ACM device before the alarm is raised will trigger a jamming effect, disabling all electronics and pagers for 6-second duration. Activating the Pocket ACM device after the alarm is raised will trigger a feedback effect, granting a chance to stun enemies on the map every second for a 6-second duration. The Pocket ACM device has 2 charges, with a 100-second cooldown timer, but each kill you perform will shorten the cooldown time by 6 seconds. Upsec. You gain 20% more health. Bit Decay. Killing an enemy while the feedback effect is active will regenerate 20% health. 20 health. Klug. Killing at least one enemy while the feedback or jamming effect is active will grant 20 dodge for 30 seconds. And Botnet. Crew members killing enemies while the feedback effect is active will regenerate 10% health, and you get the completionist bonus. So, it's basically pretty much having you basically have an ACM active ready on your go, and it affects both loud and stealth. And of course you get a better health regen, a bit more health. You do stun enemies. I don't know which one actually stuns the enemies. I think this one does. Yeah. In terms of the health portion you get, it's just like muscle. So you can actually see, or not muscle, I mean crew chief. You can see they have the exact same health value, so that's what it is. And well, instead of showing off with one build with the Hacker, I actually got 2 builds. Since I'll be providing 2 gameplays, one for stealth and one for loud. So here's the build I had for the stealth portion. And I also have one for loud. Of course, I'll cover up the stealth version first. And this is a pretty cool perk deck. Normally I don't really use it much on loud, but mainly for stealth. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I should also change to this as well. Of course, I probably would have something like this. Now, it really depends on the playstyle you go for. So if you're playing for stealth, either have, of course, more concealer, and if you're playing on loud, pick the reinforcer, so that way you get more health when you're playing loud. As for, well, her signature weapon choices, her melee is the Hackathon, which is basically a telescopic baton. Just change the color and you have all this hacking code, look like codes that you see on the computer. And of course, it says all this and then has that little number or hashtag, whatever. The symbol means. Of course, we have our pocket ACM. Her signature weapon of choice is, well, literally her name is signature submachine gun, but it's of course the MPX. And I can tell you right now, this is basically a shittier version of the MP5, which I'll explain the gun a little bit more in gameplay. But of course, I will cover this weapon up, you know, in a more separate video in my Payday 2 Armory. So these are the attachments I have for it, for at least for both in stealth and also for loud. And about the exact same thing for stealth. Oh, except I have the, okay, I thought they were the bigger the breads or suppressor, but no. Of course, my equipment choice is the ACM jammer with the doctor bag or trip mines, well, of your choice of the heist. And for my loud, well, I picked the first aid kits. Alright, now we got those out of the way. Let's see it in action, not only once, but twice.
Everyone.
Okay, the hacker perk deck. This is very interesting perk deck indeed. Mainly because it can play both stealth and loud. Unlike pretty much most of the 95% of the perk decks that mostly correlates to either stealth or loud. Mainly a lot of, well, to go towards the loud, and only about 3 or 4 perk decks are pretty good for stealth.
I've got your back. I'll be ready if
Let's
things
do
go
this.
bad.
I'm not gonna tell you your business, but collateral damage like this gets expensive.
Now you see right there, I placed my pocket ACM because just in case that his head goes towards the camera, I activate it and it will cause a jamming effect. Oops, I did not mean to press this button. I meant to put on my gadget. I don't know if I should do this or not, but I could do this. Come on. Come here. Let me put the key. Let me put the key. There we go. So yeah,
Just checking the equipment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
you can definitely see the I have 2 charges as opposed to
Knock knock.
as opposed to 1.
It's Yuri. You're in for some bad jokes.
And it's kind of nice. Now with it, if you're playing solo, now you have basically about 112 seconds each. I don't know. I can't really count between like 30 minutes or like 40 seconds. So you get like a minute, and then you get, yeah, you get like a minute and 12 seconds for using both of your jammers, including your 2 pocket ACMs. So it is completely a bit of a game changer, especially if you're playing with up to 4 players, where if you are very coordinated with your placing your jammers, and especially using the pocket ACM, which they do recharge, unlike the jammer where it doesn't, you can actually prioritize a lot more heists in stealth to be very much basically a walk in the park, and basically give a new meaning to ACM Rush.
Remember to keep bystanders away from the tunnel. The noise could blow this wide open.
Hit the floor. Hey, hit the floor. Get down now.
God, how many times do you have to shout you to the ground?
That hostage is going to slow the cops down.
Stick him up.
Don't shoot.
Hey, Control. No, I just found a quarter.
No, that's not good.
No civilian casualties, remember?
Kiss the floor.
Fucking hell.
Please put all your
Civilians like this, and we're gonna lose all of our cash paying cleaner costs. You think they'll let you go with all that innocent blood on your hands?
And of course, killing civilians does not make you reduce your cooldown. Okay, that was severe close. I thought I gonna fail for sure with those tellers.
It's nothing, Control. I was just trying to
And
mod
that
my
is the
radio to
power
screen
of
some
the pocket
podcasts.
ACM right there.
Never mind.
So, of course, when you kill, and basically the best thing about the pocket ACMs, you don't have to spend any skill points to get for your jammers at all.
No one else comes near the drill. They don't even need line
It's
of sight.
perfectly fine.
Suspicious just from the noise.
So it's kind of cool if you start at level 0 or you've begun Infamy and you need to stealth a big heist, like maybe Diamond Store for example. The Pocket ACM does work pretty well, especially if you had to deal with those pesky cameras or if you basically lockpicking the door to the security room in the back of the alley.
Alright, delivered. Drop to the floor, now!
So it is.
If you try anything, I'll start shooting.
We got it safe and secured.
So I do have to say, the perk deck is very
Delivered.
not very good. Probably one of the best stealth perk decks, and definitely rivals it with the Burglar and also the Yakuza for its stealth speed. The Hacker is basically fit pretty well for people who are not really good in terms of stealth or don't really study the map or the patterns of the guards by heart. The Hacker perk deck is nice because it does clear up any mess you make, especially when it comes to in front of a camera.
Camera.
So let's just say that camera is pointing towards, this civvy on the bench. In order for me to deal with it, I would just activate my pocket ATM like this, shoot the guy, back up the corpse, and then just move it out of place. Or you can just use the pocket ATM, loop the camera, and then enter the pager this way, and then bag him up before it expires. So it's a really much of a clutch perk deck for stealth. May not be for loud, but is definitely for stealth. And as for the weapon of choice, well, the two of them are not really best used for stealth. I mean, there's probably other better SMGs for stealth, like the Micro Uzi, the MP5, or even the PP-19 Bison. Way better guns. But I'll explain to them in the loud version.
We got it safe and secured.
And of course, the cooldown will take quite a while. But that's basically it. I can cover up in stealth. So there's not really much to go around. It's just you have a pocket ACM that doesn't really need to invest. You don't really need to invest any skill points at all, unlike the jammers, and it does charge up over time. And you get 2 charges as opposed to 1. So we definitely see the stealth version of the Hacker.
Oh, crap.
Now it's time for me to show you what it's like with the loud version. And I'll see you in a second. Alright, and here's the loud version with the Hacker perk deck. And personally, I don't really use it as much, mainly just because, well, there's like better perk decks out there in terms of the throwable perk deck and other health regen perk decks.
Want to survive and thrive? Then stay down. Just stay down.
Now, I do see the perk deck can work pretty well, especially when it comes to dealing with dozers. Just that they're just crouch and you have to be careful.
Running the ground, and you'll be fine.
And now you have a feedback effect as opposed to a jamming effect. So unfortunately the feedback does not work against SWAT turrets. That's only a jamming effect. So that's probably one purpose of using an ACM jammer in stealth, as opposed to just relying on a pocket ACM when it comes to using it in loud.
Down on the ground.
We got it safe and secured.
Of course, that means you have 6 seconds of feedback. And that means you basically have 12 seconds if you use both of either stunning enemies, but as well, you can also get a better health regen. Also, by laying on a kill with the hacker, or the feedback effect is active, or even the jamming effect they say, but really, this whole getting extra dodge and stealth is kind of meaningless. But in loud, it's pretty handy to have. And that's because you're going to get a lot more dodge with it. And funny enough, you do get a little bit more health with it as well. Now, the dodge, you also probably get even more dodge compared to Rogue, especially if you pair with the,
Secured.
especially if you pair it with Sneaky Boy. That means you might get even more dodge compared to Rogue, and you have a bit of health regen alongside it.
Taser down! 7 points! Taser! 7 points!
Oh, that's horrible. And of course you hear the turret. Even if I've activated my ACM, the SWAT turret is not phased by it at all. You don't see like the outline at all. But since I got killed with the feedback, I should get more dodge now. And of course, every kills I get a faster cooldown.
Down! Get down! Down!
Compared to usual. I forget how long you have it, which I'm pretty sure there is in the description. I don't know how long it lasts, maybe a minute or so. I have no clue. Maybe it's for 20 seconds where you do get 20 dodge. I have no clue. What? What are you? What the fuck is that? Wow, what the heck happened to that dude?
I dropped the first aid kit here!
Dude, that is insane. How in the hell does he get up there like that? Yeah, the one thing I don't like about this weapon here is just the ammo pickup is crap. And I mean, the ammo pickup is terrible. It's just like a medium damage SMG, which is wrong because this is a low damage SMG. Oh, there we go. And you can see it does make the dozer crouch.
Dozer is history!
Sorry about the terrible aim because for some reason every time of course I aim I move shift to the left. But not only that, the time to kill on these weapons are pretty bad, especially with 750 RPM, unlike most. Okay, I feel like I'm hurting more civilians than cops with these weapons. Ooh, that hurts. Okay, I like how you're able to. I like how the civilians are able to breathe to the gas, to tear gas, even though they don't have any gas mask protection or equipment.
You've got hostage rescue units coming in.
points are lows. Anyone got a medic bag?
Bulldozer.
I'd like the first aid kit.
Or the Skulldozer stays in place.
Shield.
Forward!
I shot Electro.
Watch out. Bulldozer.
Oh my god, this is...
Son of a bitch.
This is it.
There we go. Might as well let them carry each.
They just set another spool free.
Ooh.
Shield. Go. Box back. Shield taken care of. Got it.
Okay, wait for my at least one like puck ACM on the cooldown. Fill this up. Oh yeah, I hear him at the side of me, so oh, I didn't mean to, but that's aim assist for you.
Cloaker down. 10 points. Taser down. 7 points. We showed them how it's done.
And there we go, that's the Hacker Protect in both, well, stealth and loud.
Damn good, don't you think? Great work.
And I have to say, it's a pretty interesting perk deck. I love the hybrid idea of using it for both stealth and loud. And honestly, if pro jobs were still a thing, this might be the best perk deck to bring. Because with pro jobs, you can only complete the heist in one try. If you failed at any given point, you automatically failed the whole contract. Especially if you fail the heist during day 2, day 3. It sucks. But at least for the hacker, you have at least something that protects you, not only used for stealth and loud, because it's a very risky thing to have if you have it, you know, the burglar and the Yakuza perk deck that's used for stealth. And if you don't have a build that's meant for loud, you're basically screwed. Especially if you're trying to go for those Death Wish masks with the pro jobs involved. But now they changed it, but honestly I think the Hacker Protect would have been so cool to have with the pro jobs. It would actually make a huge difference. And that's also conclude my entirety of the perk deck series. Now, once I ever get my stuff able to get, wherever the day is when I have able to set up my stuff for PC, as well finally able to do some content of Payday 2 on PC, will I be covering the tag team perk deck at some point? I don't know. I'll just see how this goes. But as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, farewell, and have a wonderful day, everyone.